Hey Glow Getters, it's Lex from Lexsthetics. I am doing my lash clusters today, and I'm going to show you guys first how to properly cleanse your lashes in prep for the most longevity out of your clusters. Like, you really need to clean them, and you will see how much effort I put into cleaning. I'm just showing you guys the same old tweezers I always use by Soko Lashes. And the lashes I'm using are from Rita Lashes. I think I got them from Temu. I don't know, but putting some lip balm on and getting ready for a long ride, because this is gonna be a long ride. So let's go. Okay, so first I'm taking the Circadia Vitamin Veal Cleanser, and this is an oil-based cleanser, which I know might confuse you guys because oil-based cleanser with lash clusters, oil breaks down the glue. What are you doing? Well, if you would be patient and wait, you will see that I cleanse my eyes with 3 different types of cleansers, and I start with the oil-based cleanser. So just wait. Oil is wonderful for removing glue and makeup, so I'm using it first to remove all of that excess gumpy old glue and just dirt, pollution, etc. And yeah, then I'm going to take a microfiber cloth and wipe that gently off of my eyes. I do use a little bit of water on the cloth, so it is thoroughly cleansed. And then here we have the second cleanse, which is going to be the Stacy Lash Shampoo. This is a foaming cleanser, not oily, not oil based. So I first wet or dampen my eyes, and I'm gonna get a pump of this foaming lash cleanser. And now you will see that I only use like my fingers and like the sponges to cleanse. I don't use brushes or anything other than my fingers, my God-given fingers, and circular motions. I feel like it's easier in my opinion. The brushes don't do too much for me. And I'm just gonna hurry and try to go underneath and above on each lash. And then I take my sponge and I just try to work that in circular motions a little bit, and then just use it to remove the rest of the lash cleanser, lash shampoo, whatever, same thing. And yeah, so there's that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eye. I couldn't find my microfiber cloth, so I just used a towel, a regular towel. So yeah, maybe not the best decision. You can still see there's goop in my eye. Okay, now the next side, I am going to go ahead and do that same exact thing. Grab that Stacy Lash shampoo, get my eye area dampened, and do the exact same thing. Get a pump of that foaming lash shampoo and work that in circular motions. Go underneath, above, etc. And you just work that in for however long you feel like it. I just tried to do it for at least 30 seconds to a minute. And then I'm going to take my dampened sponge and try to work it in circular motions and go down, outer corner in to remove on each side. And I'm seeing there's still product buildup. Isn't that crazy, guys? That's why When professional lash artists, I'm a former licensed professional lash artist. Still a licensed esthetician, I just don't do lashes anymore. You need to make sure they are clean. And when they say clean, this is what we mean. Like, if you wear any kind of lash glues or mascara at your lashes, they need proper cleaning if you don't clean them on a daily basis. So next, I'm taking the Hydrinity Cleansing Mist. And what I do with this is I spray it directly on my eyes. So you'll see. I'm just trying to see if it'll work. And then I spray directly on my eyes. It's a very fine mist, so it doesn't hurt my eye area at all. Get a 4x4 or a, well, they're called 4x4s, aesthetic wipe. And just wipe down, outer corner in. And then I take the dry side and I dry it off. And I thought this third cleanse would really do it. But you'll see here after doing the other eye that there's still product buildup from glues. Let's see as I zoom in. And also if you want to check on excuse me, if you want to check to see if there is product buildup, as you can see, that's what I'm doing. Brush your lashes with a spoolie. You'll be able to see and feel the excess glue or dirt that needs to come off of your lashes before starting application of your lash clusters. It'll be your dead giveaway that you need to cleanse. Again, as annoying as it is, it's essential and it's vital to the longevity of your lash clusters. So I'm using that cleansing mist one more time. Spraying it on both eyes, and then I am going to take that aesthetic wipe and do the exact same thing. Just work it with circular motions a little bit at first, and nothing too aggressive though, because this is still the eye area, which is very delicate and the thinnest layer of the skin, so you don't want to be too aggressive with it, even if it's annoying. See, there's still goop. You guys, we're not being mean when we tell you your lashes aren't clean enough. You have to make sure they're clean. And for me personally, I have to cleanse like 6 times. And that's part of my fault because I should be cleaning my lashes more regularly. But, you know, just gotta brush through them yet again to see if there's anything else left. I see a very small little goopy right there, and I'm not letting it slide, so I am going to take a mixture of the Lash shampoo and the Hydrinity cleansing mist. I'm just gonna pump that on both eyes and spray some of that cleansing mist. Work this really, really good on the top and bottom of my upper lash as best as I possibly can, because I am getting a little fed up. The Lash shampoo maybe is not the entire best. I don't know, but my lashes were being very stubborn to clean. So, yeah. And then I dry them off with an aesthetic wipe. And I finally, by the grace of God, got that eye completely clean. No more goopies, no more gunk, no more anything. And then I make sure I dry my entire eye area after cleansing with a microfiber cloth to ensure that they are completely dry, because when you are applying clusters, that is key. Your eyes need to be completely dry or it won't work out. And here I am just brushing through with the spoolie one more time. And you can see that I officially have gotten all of that gunk out of my eyelashes. So yay. Congratulations to me. We finally can begin the next step, which is application. But you don't want to waste any time on this, as annoying as it may be. Like, unless you want your lash clusters to last for a day, or not even that, you're going to need to clean them very, very good. Squeaky clean and make sure they're dry. Brush through them so that they're even, and yeah. I went ahead and turned my mag lamp off because I have my Simple Human mirror in front of me, so I was like, you know what, it's okay. Take these Rita lashes again from Temu, and I'm taking the Lilac Streets Bond, Eternal Bonds. And I already have my first 15 millimeter applied, so I'm going to go ahead and show you on the other eye how this starts off. I keep getting golden retriever hairs all over my products, so don't mind that. But you're gonna take that, the wand's very thin, and only apply at the very base and give it a little wiggle. If you get some excess glue on your lids, clean it with a Q-tip. If need be, this isn't essential, but dip it in a little bit of acetone. It'll come right off. So you don't have to rub on your eye and irritate it and cause a scene. And then use a dry side of the Q-tip to make sure everything is off of your eyelid. Okay, so we are now going to grab our 15 millimeter lash cluster. And I brush through just a little bit with my regular spoolie because I see the glue getting a little globby, and I think I just took it up a teeny bit too far in that area, so that's why I did that. Take my 15 mm and I'm gonna apply a thin layer on the band of the lash, and I'm going to apply underneath the lashes, right on that outer corner. Use the back of my tweezers to push up on them to ensure that they are really intact with the natural lashes and they are truly bonded. And by the way, that red spot that you see on my face, that is from me shaving my mustache off instead of waxing, when I can literally wax my face. I decided to shave and I cut myself so hard I had blood running down my face. So yeah, there's my second 15 applied to my other eye. And then obviously I'm gonna do the exact same thing to the other eye. Obviously, as you can see, this video is very, very thorough. It's a full-on talk through, not adding any music or anything. I'm talking through the entire video. So getting that second 15 on the second eye. And here we are with both 15. I like to ensure that they are intact, so I'll take my regular spoolie and just brush through, give it a little blowout on the top. And yeah, just make sure they're sticking. And then I got a little bit of glue on my tweezers. this is an easy fix and a great tip. Okay, so and now I am going to be applying some more bond to a small region of my lashes, just right at that base. Give it a little wiggle on both sides. Do not drag it up through the lashes. That'll be a goopy hot mess and it won't work out. And we're going to be applying more 15s. I applied 2 more 15s. So I will be taking, y'all saw that I dipped my tweezers in acetone. Like I said, that's a great tip if you get glue on your tweezers. I have these cute little heart glue wipes to wipe off the acetone from the tweezers, and the glue is instantly gone. So if you get glue on your tweezers, which you probably will, it's inevitable, definitely have some acetone nearby in a jar and glue wipes to dry them off. But yep, I'm just going to go ahead, apply my 15 millimeter to both of my eyes. And yeah, just right underneath that lash, and always overlap just a slight bit because you don't want your lashes to look gappy or anything of that sort. So yeah, it really just takes a lot of patience and practice to deal with them. I have very watery eyes, as you can see. They're already watering, so I constantly have to take aesthetic wipes and Q-tips to make sure my eyes are dry, because the bond will not adhere with wet lashes. I mean, that's why they're meant to be dry whenever you begin to apply them. So that is one of my biggest struggles with these. But other than that, I love them. See, I'm drying my lashes off right now with a microfiber cloth, hoping they won't come off, which a lot of times they do, and I'll have to redo them. It's always with this eye too that I have the most trouble. But anyways, so next I am going to be taking 2 14 millimeters. So we have 4 15 so far, and going on to 14 mm's. And that is our lash map so far. It's not the end, of course. We got plenty more to do. And just doing the same thing, repetitive process. You will come across a lot of trial and error with these, so yes. And then I use the back of my tweezers, push them up, push them up, push them up. I use my Q-tip because they are a bit moist, so I just kind of dried up a little bit of that moisture from the lashes. And then what's next? What next do we have in store here? I am going to go ahead and get that and put another 14 on this side after I wiggle just a tiny bit of bond onto my base of my natural lashes to make sure that the glue adheres properly and safely. Underneath the lash, slight overlap, push up. It's just over and over again until you're done. I kind of made up this lash map on, like, as I was doing it. That's typically what I do. So it varies. I don't use the same lash map every single time. But here we are now. Okay, so we are going to be adding 2 more 14 mm's. So it's now 15 times 4, so 15, 15, 15, and 15. 4 15s, and then 14, 14, 14, 14, 4 14s. That is our current map that we are creating so far. And I'm just going to continue to do the same old thing and wiggle, 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 wiggle on the base of the lash. The reason why I work in increments, you've probably heard this before, but it's, with this glue in particular, it's very tacky, so I think it's important to work in sections because the glue could either A, dry up, or become too tacky or weird just consistency to where the lashes will not adhere the way they should, and the longevity is then jeopardized. So I would just be mindful of that and just do it in sections. So yeah, here I am just applying them, and I honestly, going through the video, I am probably going to add some music and like have some parts where I'm not speaking, because this is a long video, and the reason why I'm not doing cutouts is because I just want to show the real raw uncut version of me doing my lash clusters. I know I made it seem so difficult last time and kind of like dogged TikTokers, but this is a good day for me doing lash clusters. I do encounter a lot of issues with them sometimes. Like, as you can see, I got glue on my forehead multiple times throughout this video. I've gotten glue on my eyelid, and it doesn't come off easily. You have to use acetone, and that's not really the most fun thing in the world to be putting around your eyes and your face. So yeah, I'm applying 213 mm's. So taking these 213s, we now have 4 15s, 4 14s, and 2 13s. And I am going to make a sped up version of this, so if you don't want to sit through a almost 40-minute video of me just doing lashes repetitively, stay tuned for that, I guess. I just apply right there. Placement is also key. You want to make sure that a slight overlap is always there. And you always want to make sure that it's in an upward, but not too upward, just like about a millimeter away from your actual lash waterline. Because you will feel the pain if that lash line, that waterline is poked, because the lashes are too far down, and you can see it too just by looking. So just make sure your placement is on point. Pay attention if you want good lashes that last. That's all. So added 213 mm's. Super cute, super exciting, super fun, super awesome, amazing, cool. Now we are going to put some moisturizer on, because I was in the middle of doing a skincare routine. As I was deciding to make this video, I decided after cleansing that I would start, because I had to cleanse my eye area to make a lash cluster video. So I finished the rest of my routine since I'm practically done. The cleansing part of the eyes is far over. I'm taking the Face Reality Cram Peptide Cream and the Skin Script RX Peptide Restoration Moisturizer, and I mixed both of those, and I applied that all over my face. I put my emergency eye lift and my CBD regenerative eye cream on my under eyes and slightly on the lids, more on the orbital bone, just due to my sensitivity. And I showed the products here. I love both of them so much. But basically I did add another lash, and that is a 10 mm. So we now have 4 15s, 4 13s. I have a little typo. Or wait, 1, 2. No, sorry, it was not a typo. It's late. I need to go to sleep after this. 2 13s, and I'm adding 1 10 to each side. So just 1 10 uno. And just lining that base. And if you can't wiggle your lash, just take the tip of it and just dot it right on there. And then apply that number 10 and push up, push up, push up, push up, push up. And then just go ahead and take another 10 and do that to the other eye. I believe this is the first map of this particular style that I've done. Like I said, I made this one up. It's custom, did it along the way. So yeah, 10 on both sides, and then we will move on to the very last lash. The last lash. Who's gonna have the last lash? And it's gonna be a 9 millimeter. That's it. Just 1 9 mm. And I'm just taking a spoolie and politely brushing through my lashes, not going too hard, because I do know that they're still just, chilling, and sometimes I'm having issues with this one in particular that I'm brushing continuously gets wet and irritated, so I have to keep patting it dry with aesthetic wipes and drying it off. So I'm trying to be gentle, but gotta make sure they're intact. So I just do a little blowout and brush through them very gently, but also with a little bit of pressure to see where they're at, because even if they fall off, it's like, hey, they were gonna fall off anyway. If I didn't fix the issue now, they would have fell off later at a more inconvenient time. So just think about it that way. It is irritating. But taking my last 9, I am gonna do the same thing we've been doing, but I like doing little walkthroughs. I don't think I've done a full one walkthrough of lash clusters. I'm not sure. I may have. I missed a part. My Snapchat was being silly, and here I am just trying to get this 9 millimeter to stay in a pose place, because girl, I'm tired, and I'm sure y'all can hear in my voice, this is my sleepy, tired voice. But I wanted to do the full voiceover of this video, and yeah, I did 9 mm's on both sides, so we got our full mapping. Again, 4x 15 millimeter, 4x 14 millimeter, 3x 13 mm, 1x 10 mm, and 1x 9 mm. And here I am, just gently and politely brushing through my lashes. I took that lilac lash, you saw that crystal clear bottle I had. That is the sealant, so that is going to seal the glue in place and ensure longevity, so it will stick and stay and the glue will cure completely. But I don't recommend getting your eyes wet for 24 to 48 hours. Avoid any oil products, so do not wash your eyes with a vitamin veil cleanser. Do not do it, or around your eyes. Try to keep your eyes as dry as possible. If you need to cry, just cry. You can redo them, don't hold back your emotions now. I'm gonna go ahead and just ride that along my eye. I should have wiggled it. I don't know why I didn't do that. I normally use the microfiber swab, but this is the completed look. I'm gonna go ahead and apply, I guess, just a little bit more. I thought it was done, but I wasn't. So I just dab a little bit more of that sealant. Just get at the base where the glue is. Don't go up too far. It'll make them harden and look weird and raunchy, and they won't look fluffy and pretty. They'll just look gross. So yeah, you can dot it, you can very gently shake it. Just be mindful. Sometimes I stab myself in the eye with these little thingies because they are pretty big, so be careful. If you feel you're gonna do that, use a microfiber swab. It will be a lot easier and less painful for your eyes. Okay, and now I'm just going to take my spoolie, brush through them one last time, and I do a little blowout like I've been saying. You see I go on the top and I just kind of roll the brush, the spoolie out, and it really shows how intact your lashes are. And I just see just like that. And these are my lashes. These are the lashes that I ended up with. You just really have to take your time on them if you want the longevity and the results that you see commonly, or that you want, you desire, that's all. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. And the mapping went right with my eye, and hey, it was created along the way. So just whatever the shape of your eye is, just go with it. Go with the flow. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I kind of just got carried away brushing them. And yeah. And see, I push up on them and they open up more, because that's the kind of glue that this is. So at first I wasn't sure about the lilac streak, but now I actually do really enjoy it. It's just all about how you use it and the way you work with it, basically, because it is very tacky, but you can work with tacky glue in a positive way, not always negative. But that's literally it. It's just me brushing through my lashes. I'm not just brushing through them though, I am trying to give it a full-on test to make sure they really are bonded and in place. And this is the final outcome, the photos. Thank you guys so much for watching the entire video. Please subscribe, like, comment, and follow Lexsthetics with 3 underscores on Instagram. Bye-bye.